Hello everyone, this is the LEGO Star Wars Starship Collection, or MIDI scaled, Tantive IV, or Tantive V4, or Rebel Blockade Runner, or Corellian Corvette, call it whatever you want, it's this. It cost $80 US and comes with 654 pieces. Built this live during a charity stream over on Twitch, and relative to the size of a minifigure, there you go. Decent size for something that's miniaturized, but not huge, you know. It actually has, I think, a really good display shape. I think it's a little bit larger than these things even need to be effective as a collector model. I think it looks quite good from all angles. The biggest complaint that I hear or feel about this is the size of the cockpit section. And the fact is, most of the time when we've seen this ship, it's been like coming at us. So we've seen it like this with a lot of foreshortening, where the cockpit section is just way larger, or appears way larger to us than it is. When you look at the actual model, the original prop from a distance, and more from the side or from the top, this is pretty close, but still this is a bit small. And I think one of the things that hurts it a bit more, not just the size, is the fact that this angle right here at the neck comes down too far. If that had extended all the way out right to this point, then I think it would have looked much better. But these sides are, you know, just a little bit pinched in. The build experience for this was good. It made total sense to me. There is some kind of repetition with mirroring involved, which there has to be. The top and bottom plates here in the middle chest throat kind of area of it are similar, and then left to right are simply mirrored. I think the little turrets are done absolutely perfectly for this scale. Could not have been done better. I also very much like the docking port sections out there. Oh, little nice Easter egg right there with one of the escape pods being gone. There are a couple other Easter eggs, we'll say, inside of this as well, just for the builder. I won't spoil it for folks who want to experience that organically. The radar dish up here, I think, is well scaled as well. Some of these strakes, I think, are done pretty nicely. And then at the back, you have the engines. So you build the center set first, basically, along with the other sections of main fuselage. And then you do half and half. You do a set of four. They're not identical, but they're very close, the top and bottom halves, in terms of how they're built. I think they're attached pretty securely. They give you plenty of gap between them, which makes sense and is good to see, because you don't want them to be completely right on top of each other. You don't want it to be just a full solid block. I think in the actual models used for the movies, there was even more gapping in between there, but I think this turned out okay. The little bits of tan with the Technic bits, not the best looking thing, but you can put a tile over each of those. Just the ones on the top might, or maybe even a stud, might make it look a little bit better. Unfortunately, these are stickers right here. Yeah, because they've got different ones. You can see one used over here on the ship's right side, or its starboard side, different one used for the port side, and then different ones used in here. So they're mirrored. You're looking at 4 different designs there, which is why, I'm sure that is the entirety of why they ended up not going with prints for these. Just, you know, they have a certain budget. Same thing done down here. I think these are identical, if I recall correctly, but I've not looked at them too carefully. Identical to the top. The white, unfortunately, the white color is not perfectly matched. I keep having that problem. What I just knocked off down here was this, which is common across these, just the 25 years of LEGO Star Wars. You also get a print for the specific craft that's here. And I've just swapped things around a little bit to show that you can put this on the stand, or you can move the extra grill here back there, or you can use that as a spot to pose one of your own minifigures. This does not come with a minifigure, this set, because, I had so many arguments about these, and it's so unfortunate. People think that, hey, they should have included a minifigure, and the reason they didn't is because they are evil. They should have included a minifigure. It would have made the price seem better. No, that's not how that works. If they included a minifigure, it would have cost more, and we would be complaining even more about the price because it would cost more. And we would also be complaining about the fact that the exclusive minifigure included with this required you to buy what would then be probably a $100 13-inch or 38 centimeter long model. Yeah, no, this is very much just a desk display model. I personally am happy that it does not come with a minifigure because it's already expensive enough. We'll talk about that more soon. But yeah, I like just the presence of this, as a fan of sci-fi ships in general, and especially some of the older stuff like we get in OT Star Wars. Have just a liking of the source material here. Also, if you want to take this off and just mess around with it, play with it. That's not supposed to happen. Ha! What's supposed to happen is this. Yes, that's supposed to stay behind. It's non-destructive or anything, but yeah, it's a little bit off there. But yeah, you just pull it off there, and then you have that pretty good balance point, so you can kind of rotate it around. And it's easy enough to grab this. It obviously has some small things that can be knocked off, but for the most part, if you want to swoosh it around, just show it off to people like this. Most of it is very, very secure. A lot of these things are actually locked in pretty well and pretty deeply, more than they even need to be, which is, well, that's just modern Lego design for you. And a lot of the stuff that we on the outside, often outside of Billund, discount. We don't even give them credit for all that they do to make their builds more durable than mocks almost ever are. I'm not trying to defend them there. I'm just being real about that. There is value to that, and there is work that goes into that, and there are design compromises that have to be made in order to make a given thing of a certain size that looks decent, also durable, and also easy to build, which this was. It wasn't super easy. It didn't feel like a child's toy to assemble, not by any means, no. But it wasn't frustrating, that's for sure. And I'm not sure if I showed you what it looks like directly from underneath, so just a better shot of that in case you're wondering. These are the only leftover parts, and this is what the sticker sheet looks like when it's done. So mostly stuff on the tops and bottoms of the engines, and then just the sides of the cockpit area. Again, this cost $80 US. It's 80 euros, 70 pounds UK, $100 Canadian for 654 pieces of various sizes, probably average, I would say, average sizes through this with just the 2 prints there. And well, that just feels like too much for this much stuff. But I could see this, I would love to see this sold for like 60, which would already feel like a lot to me, but I feel like that is an adjusted estimate or guesstimate from me based on everything being more expensive these days, of what this could reasonably be sold for. In other words, that's still being generous from my own personal feelings. So 80, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that folks who want a Corellian Corvette from Lego can get one that's well designed like this with a good stand and everything for less than 200. Remember, the last one was 200. You want to see the comparison in size between this $80 thing and that $200 one from 2019? There you go. What do you think? Does this multiplied by 2 to 2.5 times, plus a whole handful of minifigures look like this to you? I'm not sure about that. I feel like this seems like a lot better deal for its price, even though at the time it felt gosh dang expensive. This form factor here is really good for sure. The value, at least to me, is a question mark. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was of value to you, and I'll talk to you again soon.